Hey, Scott. I'm ready for another great episode.
Man, you look like shit. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm just wiped out. Mind if I get a drink?
You alright, man? Shooting a Raiders episode today.
You know, man, like allergies, pollen, the hantavirus. I missed my cootie shot booster. It's just rough, 2022 and whatnot, memes. Just feel, ugh. Actually, you know what? I think I am ready for a new episode of Raiders. Come on!
Wait! Don't cross the threshold!
Not again. Since the earliest days of movie making, the genre of the Lost World and its prehistoric denizens is one that always seems to die out, only to be rediscovered once again. From B-movies and cult films to modern blockbusters, we are the Raiders of the Lost genre.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, Scott, what's up?
So, today, we are back into Edgar Rice Burroughs and Doug McClure
Right.
territory. At last, the land that time forgot.
It kind of feels like, not a homecoming, but like, yeah, obviously, because every time.
I mean, it is. I mean, this is part of that series of like 3-4 movies that this particular director did.
Yeah.
All of Edgar Rice Burroughs films, all with Doug McClure at least in them.
Doug McClure, that's the thing. I feel like since our motif, our shtick, is always the lost everything, that is all. We never leave our comfort zone or home, if you will. But when the characters that we love or the people that we love show back up, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Also, I mistook this guy for Mark Hamill. Modern day Mark Hamill, not
Right,
not,
yeah, that doesn't make this movie was made in the 70s, so,
Yeah,
we got it all, Dave.
But-
we got puppets,
Oh.
we got rubber things on rods, we got U-boats,
Do we have PC Mr. Peter Cushing?
No.
Who plays the old guy?
What old guy?
There's always an old guy scientist.
You got a German U-boat captain, and you've got cavemen, and what more could you want? There's a volcano, there's a girl, there's cavemen, there's bad pterodactyls, there's all sorts of different kinds of dinosaurs, Dave. Who needs old man?
If I'm not hearing about Dr. Cush.
All right, we'll try this.
Why aren't you turning on?
I don't know, buy me dinner first.
Oh, jeepers creepers, am I right?
Am I right, peeps?
This looks great.
The 1970s seemed to be booming with big fantasy and sci-fi ideas.
You ready?
Yeah,
All right.
let's do this McClure upright. It's just like regular 70s hair on these dudes, right? They're not cavemen.
Yeah, no, yeah, pretty much.
It's John Denver in the middle.
By today's standards, the budgets couldn't always float the concepts very well, but back in the 1980s, there was still a relatively empty television landscape, so you made do with what you could get.
Orion.
Oh, Ryan.
In my usual hunt for genre flicks to watch as a kid, Land That Time Forgot became a staple, because it would often get played back-to-back with its sequel, People That Time Forgot.
Amicus Productions presents.
Don't give a Amicus Productions.
That meant 4 hours of dinosaurs and ads for Happy Meals and action figures back then, so I was in.
Have I seen this?
Yeah, I'm sure you have at some point.
Bowen Tyler and his girl Lisa are lost in a frozen wasteland, and he tosses a manuscript into the sea.
Well,
This was
I've
played.
seen a lot of suitcases fall into a lot of oceans, I
It
feel.
wasn't a suitcase, though, Dave.
Well, what
It is
capsule.
A message in a bottle,
Yeah.
starring Doug McClure.
It is found off the coast of England and regales a fantastic tale of mutiny and monsters.
I do not expect anyone to believe the story I'm about to relate.
They started off as passengers on a ship torpedoed by a German U-boat, then managed to locate other survivors and board the submarine.
Add another 20,000 tons to our total.
Mark Wahlberg was really happy with that. Yeah, you're doing a great job of bailing it out.
Ahoy! Ahoy there! Excuse me, we're trying to practice.
Tyler?
I haven't had a drink in 18 minutes.
It's a U-boat.
Imagine how much their clothes weigh. They're all wearing wool in multiple layers.
Yeah. Yeah. Any one of them like falls into the water, they're just gonna drown.
Yeah, like a stone. He's gonna harpoon them and sell their blubber.
I mean, German blubber is the best.
It really makes you miss music. This scene.
As Tyler was among the designers of early subs, he helps the small band overpower Captain Von Schoenwort's German crew.
Oh man, bitch is hardcore.
Yeah, you can tell by the 1,000-yard stare on her face.
But Lieutenant Dietz destroys the radio and later sabotages the compass.
Where's your suggestion box?
And the swear jar.
Either the sun is rising in the south, or our compass has been tampered with.
Oh look, a giant fucking magnet.
There's only one compass and it's up top?
That's a good point.
So the U-boat sails into the unknown territory of the South Atlantic.
Might I collect some of my papers? Thank you.
Papers? We have no papers.
You haven't been messing with these official documents, have you? Be honest.
How can anyone who is so interested in life follow a profession which is devoted to destruction and killing?
I'm German.
It's what we do. At least until 1946.
Are they in the lot? Oh, we're not even. Oh my God.
Listen, Burroughs was not one to get right to the action. He was one to be repetitive.
Yeah, but the person making this movie could have been like, hey, guess what?
No. It was like, have you seen those J.K. Rowling kids, man? They nitpick every change.
Click.
No, we're following the book. And he's down!
The lack of any music, like stings or like anything?
Maybe that was the point. Maybe they were going for like that 30s feel.
It's like sucking molasses through a McDonald's drinking straw.
How's that going for you?
Not great.
Okay. Supplies!
Nice shooting, Mr. Tyler. Get fuel, supplies. They have enough supplies for 1 week.
They had ginger ale. Hi.
Guten Tag.
Captain?
Mr. Tyler.
We need to clean your room.
No tricks.
I want you to see something that we think is icebergs, but no one really can decide.
Nobody believes it.
The two crews still vie for control of the sub, but find that they are running low on supplies, hopelessly lost among icebergs, and apparently approaching the lost continent of Caprona.
I don't know. Maybe they're icebergs.
Do you think we're lost, Cap?
Deciding to work together to research their discovery, the crews spy an underground channel of warm, fresh water leading inland, so Tyler pilots the boat through it.
How's the water?
It's good.
Yeah.
Makes me feel strong.
Yeah?
Bull.
Steady. Both engines half ahead. Both engines.
Give me one ping, Priscelli. One ping only.
More power. Give me more power.
Very well. You're president. You're emperor. Sorry about your boat.
All right, so full disclosure, my backstory is a lie. My first time at the helm. Sorry for killing you, everybody.
There they find a lake and jungle teeming with life, and are quickly assailed by dinosaurs, which will often eat people until you fill them full of enough lead that they eventually perish.
Oh man, we're missing the electric light parade. Call! What the hell? Is that a mobile?
That is a diplodocus.
That's oh, hey, oh. Oh, that's real.
Doug, why are we wasting time and bullets? What's happening? Oh my god. Doug.
There we go.
Yeah, this is the Sockosaurus. It's made out of a Hanes.
While Plesiosaur is fine for temporary food source, they will also need to find things like fuel for the sub.
Our time together, gentlemen, promises to be extremely interesting.
We'll never leave. We're all gonna die.
Oh yeah, let's forgot about the moment of silence for the guy who was eaten.
Fortunately, there's a bubbling pool of crude oil among the prehistoric beasts, so they begin refining Texas tea.
Rattle cavemen. The worst kind.
Yeah.
Atuka Lundalana.
Attacked by cavemen, they capture one who calls himself Om.
Well, at least they drool well.
Do you think it's the same puppeteer doing both? Yeah, I'm totally dead! Ugh, come on. Oh my god.
Timber!
Oh.
Dinosaur down. Thank you, dog.
Even a fatal wound might register in the brain with a delayed action. As your saying would have it, this chap was late for his own funeral.
Ha 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 ha. And you say the Germans have no sense of humor.
Through his mumbling gesticulations and their own expedition and observations, Tyler's people begin to realize that as each of the life forms of Caprona move north, they somehow evolve, or metamorphize, into higher tribes and life forms.
I said, come on.
Nah, I'm good.
Stolu! Stolu! Boat to arm!
I think he's saying that a Bolu can't go beyond this point.
Oh, look, do you not see the signs, Doug?
Reincarnated, each time on a higher level.
No, he thinks he will actually change physically.
No.
Great. 70s rock band. Rock band.
Look at the women in that pool.
Are they looking for a faucet that just drips life? What?
Actually...
Oh, here it is. The tap was left on.
This must be how life begins on Caprona. That's the secret.
Wait, so, like, as an organism just evolving on its own without having to take generations?
Yeah, or something. Like it's in the water.
This is, oh, it's the midichlorians.
Yeah.
Great, it's a hippie drum circle. We went too far.
We went all the way to the 60s. Shit. This is the best diorama I've ever seen at a grade school level.
Yeah, that's probably cost like $400.
It's a Styracosaurus.
A Styrofoamsaurus.
Mr. Tyler?
Well, I'm glad I got the range right.
Jesus Christ!
Himself moves on, only to appear later amongst a more advanced tribe in time to save Tyler's life.
He's upgraded to Stick.
He's 2.0.
Yeah. Casually walking through the forest, not a care in the world. Hopefully my spine won't get bisected by a weapon. Yep, fuck, jinxed myself. Look right into the lens, dude. As if he was saying, can you believe this, folks?
Huh, turns out a wood shield doesn't stop a bullet.
Nuts. Oh, God. Ah, look at the string!
That's a lot of strings.
That's a lot of strings!
As Am is carried away by a pterodactyl and Tyler works to rescue Lisa, the volcano explodes and begins roasting everything southward.
Run!
We didn't even have to throw anybody into the volcano in this movie. It just goes off on its own.
Now, this is lava, folks. Just in case you were curious.
It's red and wet and hot. If you drop your keys, just let them go.
I don't like the look of the lake, Captain. It's getting worse every minute.
Dietz mutinies and shoots von Schoenvoort and sets sail towards escape before Tyler can get back.
Don't be a fool, Dietz!
Oh, Jesus. Who knew Dietz would turn out to be a dickhead?
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that coming at all. But hey, the model work is kind of cool.
Yeah. I can almost feel like I'm on the train at Disneyland. Hey man, it's me! I see nothing.
But everyone on the sub dies as the lake boils, sinking the craft. Tyler and Lisa move north, hinting at a sequel while finishing their narration.
I would rather live here with Lisa than to live elsewhere without her.
I really miss toilet paper though.
Toward the greater mysteries that lie ahead. Of this land that time forgot.
Oh, the beard came. Finally.
You feel better?
Yes.
Director Kevin Connor made both this and the sequel to the Edgar Rice Burroughs novels, along with At the Earth's Core, also based on an ERB book.
That was so goddamn long.
Actually, it was only an hour and a half, Dave.
Seriously?
Yes.
No.
Doug McClure, known mostly for westerns and TV movies, starred in all of these for Connor, and a few more to boot. Amicus Productions, a UK company often cited as a direct competitor to Hammer's horror pictures, co-financed the ERB adaptations with American International Pictures. Connor tended to delve into these and other fantasy films with gusto, but Land That Time Forgot was his first foray, and, budget notwithstanding, certain elements tend to fall flat. Fantasy author Michael Moorcock's screenplay is perhaps a little too true to the World War I battle-turned-Lost World adventure tale of the first Caspak book in the series, so it takes too long to get to the dinosaur action.
Schnitzel.
Also, ERB's concepts of Caprona's form of evolution, especially the cavemen tribes, being realized as a sort of personal metamorphosis, was only hinted at in the books, so the plot point feels hackneyed in this film. Connor would up the sex and monsters quotients with his subsequent flicks, which means those are often more fun, yet have generally worse critical reviews. There's some good moments of puppeteered dinosaur action and human drama in Land That Time Forgot, but for modern audiences, it mostly feels like filler. If it's too slow for you, try the Season 11 episode of MST3K that riffs this flick for a good laugh.
Well, Dave, welcome to our discussion of The Land That Time Forgot.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised. I thought you would like this a little bit more than that.
So did I.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think what happened was I got my hopes up, and that was a bad idea.
You are incapable of balancing these two emotions within your own ecosystem?
There was no comedy. There was no. I was like, it was bad. It was. I didn't like it.
Okay, well, I mean, I get it. I grew up with this movie, so I've seen it a bunch of times. It's one of those things where I'm pretty sure as a kid, I kind of felt the way you did. Like, you get to the end, and it's like, all the dinosaurs die, and there's trapped on Caprona, and I'm like, but, and I seem to remember my mom or somebody being like, don't worry, sweetie, there's a sequel that picks up where this one leaves off. And that will be The People That Time Forgot.
Oh, God. Okay.
And it is, again, both of these based on the Edgar Rice Burroughs novels.
Yeah.
So
I need people watching to know this about my experience with this movie. It felt so long, and when you said it was only an hour and a half, I called you a liar, and I meant it with every fiber in my being. This movie feels... I cannot believe it was only an hour and a half, because I felt like we spent the first 45 minutes getting to the lost thing.
It was close. I get what you're saying in terms of like, there's no sense of humor in this movie. There really isn't.
And there's no dialogue. There's nothing to keep you interested.
After a certain point, it's all adventure movie, and I get it. I personally think a lot of the model shots, while being cheesy, are at least good for their time. And by good, I mean not American good, but
no,
hey,
they're decent.
Right. It's like it's beautiful model shots with at least an attempt to make things look like they're alive and moving amongst this, this world. I'm an Edgar Rice Burroughs fan, but only in passing. I've only read a few Tarzan novels. I've read the first John Carter. Having not read this, I own it, but I haven't read it. I couldn't comment on it. I'm assuming he tried very hard to stick rather close to the source material, and it doesn't translate well. And he said, all right, let's get better, let's get a different take on the next one in terms of how we transfer screenwriting-wise, character-wise, and so on.
You're right. This is the book brought to screen. And that's the thing about a book, is it's mostly describing the things you cannot see.
Yeah.
And so when you take something like that, then we've got these large, expansive, like vistas and stuff.
Yeah.
But that would be paragraph after paragraph in a book.
Yeah.
And since there's no dialogue, we're treated to minute after minute, which is not fun.
So you liked some of the model shots?
Yeah, I think that everything in it was done competent, but it was put on the rack and stretched out.
American effects will try and edit around what doesn't work. And I feel like British movies tend to take every minute of available footage. Right. It's like, it didn't work, but what are you gonna do? That was it, that was the budget, we blew it. Like the Allosauruses look cool, and then something happens where it rears back and you can tell
and you can see the dude's arm.
Yeah, it's all puppet, and it's like, no, that's the shot you leave out, like when we get around to it. And we take Land of Time Forgot and People of Time Forgot and cut it all down into 1 2-hour movie. You know what I mean?
We could probably cut it into a movie that is 55 minutes.
Well, yeah, but you don't want to lose but that's just it. There comes a point where you're losing too much. You do need moments of expanse and looking at this place and wonderment through the characters, because you're not doing other things to describe it. You're allowing the camera to do it for you up to a point. But you don't want to cut all this down to an hour.
But you said something there. The characters experience wonderment. The movie we just watched, I didn't...
Except for the U-boat captain. The U-boat captain is really fascinated.
Right, but he gets 3 opportunities to be like, oh, whoa! And then it's like 20 minutes of dead
he's
silence.
German. He's not going to actually express himself too much.
Nobody did. Like,
he might start a punk band, but he's not going to...
Everybody was so reserved. No one was reacting. Like, the people who were killed, everybody... kind of felt like there was so much prim and proper going on.
Yeah.
No one wanted to say anything even while being murdered by a jawbone axe.
It's trying really, really hard to be like what the 70s thought 1916 was. For what it was for its time, it was an important attempt to make a Lost World film, especially through a British company as opposed to, you get to the 70s and like Harryhausen's moved on. He's
because this is like the end of the fantasy era.
It really is before the 80s really kicks in, and you've got your Dragon Slayer, your Willow, and everything else that really takes over. And nobody gives a crap about dinosaur movies until Jurassic Park comes along in 94, 93.
Yeah, but I think what we lost in setting and dinosaurs and whatnot, we picked up in like competence and storytelling and crafting.
Yeah.
So we had to wait a long time for those two, like the chocolate and the peanut butter, to come together.
Right, but even then, you still don't get movies that tackle this subject matter like this anymore. And that's what kind of makes it an interesting.
It still doesn't make me like it any. Like, I can respect it all you want, but I will not like it any more than I do.
Well, that's fair. All right. Well, in that case, on the Hans Sheepometer, where do you fall?
I'm not going to be as harsh as like, oh my God, what did we just watch?
Yeah, The Lost World 1960.
Yeah, wow, it's a 10 compared. But it's like a 4.
All right.
It's not completely terrible because like there is stuff in here that is good.
Yeah.
Like there's some interesting character moments, even without like dialogue-less storytelling.
Yeah.
there is still some development and not a total waste of time. And, you know, God bless them for working those puppets and the one dude who worked the 2 Allosaurus.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know, I guess I feel it's more like I could do a 3 because it's still kind of in the red and kind of in the green, but on the other hand, it's like, is it a 7 because it holds a special place in my heart?
Right, and it could be a 7 because it's definitely not bad, and it might be good.
Right.
It might.
Right.
That's why I...
Yeah, no, I think I'll put it at a 7 on mine. Again, you know, we get around to People That Time Forgot, and, you know, you might give it as a saga a slightly higher, you know, ranking in your thoughts.
But like without having...
Because the second one has Patrick Wayne in it.
Oh my
No,
God.
believe it or not, he's actually better in that than he is in Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger.
What? Wait, is Doug still in it?
Doug, special appearance by. Well, the production values are very different on the second one. And I don't necessarily mean better, just different. It's like, how do we do this differently? So it's an interesting juxtaposition.
My eyes are toward the future, as always.
And look ahead we shall, Dave, for soon we shall be amongst the people that time forgot. But for now, enjoy your drink and be energized.
You know what? Maybe it wasn't. No, it was a 4. It was a 4.
How many times have I told you, Dave? You poor fool. How many times? Never. Never, ever take the Grail past the threshold. What? God damn it.